Thanks, Juanca. Distraction, intentions. See what I can help Chui with. Just came from the params call. Distractions. My girlfriend still trying to help her manage the illness. That would be a distraction. But aside from that, I'm excited to see what you have in store for Chui, and I'll pass it to Septi.
Thanks, Manu. Yeah, my intention is to see how it's going in comms. I'm actually very onboarded on doing memes, like video memes. I'm learning. Maybe if someone knows comms, I know voice maker for the meme stories. But I'm really focusing on that, and maybe yeah, that could be good material for comms. I'm really enjoying it. And for music, yeah, same every week. I really do not change my music style. I just play on the same playlist. And yeah, I'll pass it. I don't know who to pass it because I was late. I'll pass it back to Chuy.
Okay, let's pass it to Nate.
Hey, thank you. Yeah, tensions, just to catch up on comms, see if I can help out in any realm, and to organize kind of a HubSpot meeting, as well as talk to you about comms working with the TE Academy upcoming. Distractions, just early morning for me. Kind of had a late start, and music, I'm listening to The Moon and Back as well, but a different version. So I'm going to post that as well. So you decide what's better. And I'll pass it to Ivy.
Ivy, are you there?
Yeah, sorry. Playlist for this week. I don't have anything new in my playlist. Like Zepti, I just keep listening to the same songs every day. Intentions. Yeah, just to catch up with you, and distraction. Uh, None for now. And I pass it back to you, Tree.
Okay, let's pass it to Edu.
Thank you. Intentions. Just to check on scouts maybe and see if I can provide support to anything. And distractions is that I have a hard stop when someone rings my bell because I have an electricist coming to repair things in my house. So I will be in the call until that happens. And playlist. So I've been here listening to Nati Peluso a lot, kind of Argentinian singer who she is very strong-willed and very interesting lyric songs. So that's it. And I will pass it on to David if you haven't gone.
I have not gone. Good morning, everybody. Glad to see you. It's early morning here too, relatively. Well, 9 o'clock now. My intentions, distractions are to sync up with the comms group, share the Twitter stats, get a sense of direction for the next week. And my playlist is all the stuff that everybody posted at the last comms meeting because I'm really enjoying getting exposure to all this different music. So instead of hitting the same old playlist again, I'm hitting your old playlists and I'm loving them because they're new to me. So keep posting them up there. Thanks. And distractions. Well, Canada's talking about COVID vaccine passports, and there's a real balance, and it's a controversial subject because it also involves reduction of civil liberties, right? And so some people have very strong feelings about it, and without getting into the politics of that or the biology of it, it distracts me. I got 2 daughters, and one's vaccinated, one isn't, and somehow one has become an anti-vaxxer. I don't know how that happened, and I think it's her boyfriend. So there's a distraction. That's it. I'll pass it on. Oh, I don't recognize individual. So is it Mayfer Cordovas? Would you like to share, introduce yourself?
Hi, David. Hi, everyone. Yes, it's Maffer.
Maffer. Thank you.
Yes, no worries, no worries. Well, my intention here is that I'm the junior gardener of the Commons, of the Trusted Seed. So now we want to be on the loop with the TEC because we have been receiving a lot of questions regarding the TEC, and we haven't been in sync between the two organizations. So yeah, I want to learn from you guys and what is going on. And well, distractions. I don't know. Maybe my mom just came back from physical therapy, and she has been very dramatic about her sprained ankle. Um, so I'll be hearing a lot of crying outside, but it's just drama. And playlist, I have been listening to La Vida Bohème. It's a Venezuelan band. I have it on repeat like the last 2 weeks. It's too good. Okay, I don't know who has already passed, but I pass it to Serate. I don't know if I said that.
Yeah. Hello, everybody. Unfortunately, there's very much noise where I am, so I can only say hi and say that the noise is a distraction.
Okay, no worries. Thank you, Mafer and Zero. Welcome. And thanks everyone for sharing. My intention is to cover today's agenda. I have no distractions. It's a beautiful day. Like I have to I have to be honest. But that's pretty much my only distraction today. And on my weekly playlist, I've been listening to some Tyler the Creator the past few days, and yeah, getting to enjoy it and rediscover it again. So welcome to the Comms call, and let's start with our first topic, which is David's Analytics Corner. As we have mentioned, we're gonna open like this space bi-weekly, where David is gonna make a presentation on some of the people that are engaging with us on Twitter, so we can have a better idea of who to target, like which of these like different audiences to maybe like reach out to, and just as part of like the general awareness that we want to have in the working group. So I'll pass it to you, David. And are you gonna share your screen? Okay, perfect. And
my screen, thanks. And let me know if it vanishes on you.
I don't see it. It's loading.
I hope my internet bandwidth is enough to keep my video camera on as well as share the screen. So we'll start with that. It's just loading now. Actually, I'm gonna, just to be on the safe side, let me turn
I can see it now.
video.
Yeah, it's good now.
Analytics Corner for the first half of September and the last half of August. Twitter Analytics uses sort of a rolling 28-day summary over the last 28 days. And in general, the stats are on the increase. There were two statistics that are on a decrease, and I attribute that to the excitement of the hatch. That's hard to top. So going from left to right across these statistics, it's, in case you can't read the small print, it's first statistic is tweets. 130 tweets in the last 28 days, which is a 53% increase over last term. Tweet impressions, 86,000, and that's a 32% decrease. That's just about a third decrease. And a tweet impression is how far a tweet carries. You can think of it as their extended impact. If you retweet somebody's tweet and that gets retweeted and retweeted another time and maybe commented on by someone, that is counted in the algorithm for determining the tweet impressions. Profile visits was down a similar amount, about 32%. And those would be concerning me if it weren't for the next two statistics, which sort of counteract the downward trend. And we've had an increase in mentions by 27% and an increase in followers, which is really good, of 177 people or projects, of course. And you can see the trend line there for under followers. It's a steady increase over the last 28 days. These are the Twitter analytics available from Twitter platform itself. And as Nate mentioned, there is a project underway to integrate HubSpot, and HubSpot has advanced Twitter analytic capabilities, including, as I understand, analyzing our audience. And so I believe as we get HubSpot integrated, we'll have better analytics to share with you. The top tweet over the last 28 days, you might be able to guess it. It was the large thread with Mr. T on the first post. We're still over the moon with the success of our hatch, but it's time to come down and talk about the real mission to advance the token engineering field. So what's next for the TEC and hatchers? Let us walk you through. And then that was an actual long thread that Ivy put together beautifully. And that was our top tweet for the month. Our top mention in the 28 days was at the Grift. Griff Green's Twitter profile got the most mentions of all the Twitter accounts in our followers. And some of the other the top mentions, and this is not a particular order, but the most mentioned addresses include Balancer Labs, Panvala HQ, Common Stack, Polygon, Hermes, Bright ID Project, Giveth.io, DAP Node, and a few others. I don't think I need to list every single one. Metacartel. And so as we try to pull people into conversation, some of these addresses, as Chewy hinted at, will be the ones we're targeting. And it will be more the individuals, Flynn Jam and Griff, as opposed to projects. It's operations like Balancer Labs don't seem to engage very much in ongoing conversation. And the last stats, the overall summary. Now this is just for September, so we're talking about half the month roughly. 7,700 visits so far, 96 new followers in the last 14 days already, and 24,000 tweet impressions, 224 mentions, and 46. One of our popular tweets in the month was the one-time change of tech addresses proposal is now up on Snapshot. The tweet that pointed out the vote and encouraged people to go vote on the one-time change of tech addresses proposal. That was one of our most popular tweets over the month. The engagement ratio for that tweet was 13.3%. And some of our other tweets, for example, most of the conviction voting or Tau voting tweets were only getting engagement rates of 1.6 to 3.2%. This tweet got more impressions than any other tweet. And that's now that we're done with the hatch, we want to share Sean Anderson's article, Token Engineering in Our Heritage. This post went very, very far. So, give YGG Anderson a good pat on the back or throw him some praise the next time you see him. That wraps up the analytics. Is there any questions from anyone regarding the Twitter account or any of the things I've talked about this morning? General tone, anything at all, please, now's your chance.
Keep up the good work, man. It's awesome.
Thank you, David. That was
thank you, David.
Really,
hopefully it keeps intriguing for you guys.
Sorry. I got some delay there, but yeah, thank you very much for that. So just FYI for everyone, we're gonna be having every 2 weeks this kind of presentation from David. So I feel also that as our different tools like diversify and for example, like the whole idea around HubSpot, like if we start having like more analytic tools as time passes by, we're gonna be having much more insight like today. So yeah, make sure to come to the Comms working group every 2 weeks. And our next topic is
there might just be a little surprise coming on Twitter soon. FYI, you don't want to miss it.
Yes, we are discussing those ideas. Actually, that have something to do with the surprise, and it's like around the One Hype TV idea that T-Wells has been developing, and how we can integrate this with the TEC. So yeah, stay tuned for that. Our next agenda topic is the Google call for Graviton training. So if you go to the link in the agenda that we're also going to be promoting in Twitter and different Gravity channels, you're gonna find this calendar that you can toggle like on or off. And if you go inside of each of the dates, you can see like some of the content that we're gonna have in every of these sessions. So it's gonna come handy like as a tool for Graviton training. And I wanted to ask you, Juanca, if there's like any specific procedure that people interested in Graviton training should follow. I don't think we have been like promoting that a lot. It's like interested in Graviton training. These are like the steps that you can follow. So I was wondering if you could shine some light in that.
Yeah, for sure, Chuy. Thank you for the calendar. I think that the calendar is really good, and I made a forum post in the forum of the study plan, but I feel it hasn't like gotten a lot of engagement. So I am going to share the forum post in the comms channel, so that that is like the study plan for the people who shall do the Graviton training. And the idea is that before the session, people can like have understood some concepts that are like the previous to the session content, and there is like the presentation content, and there will be some homework. So that's the 10 sessions are there in that study plan. Maybe promoting more engagement in that forum. That's the only.
Okay. Perfect. We will involve this in the communications around the Graviton training. And I also wanted to talk about like a pre-production for onboarding videos, which is gonna be the next production that we're gonna take on. So I posted a link as well to this HackMD document, and I wanted to show you this as like some of the ideas that we were having around this onboarding, but we wanted to see, we wanted to get some feedback from the community. So I'm gonna quickly go over this and see if anybody has like some ideas around any of the notes that we're gonna go through. So we're gonna have like 3 different categories: introduction, tools, and becoming a TEC contributor. So we want to like cover it in these categories so that it seems easier for people. So if there are like 3 tutorials in each of these chapters, we just want to break it down like this for people to start to get more familiarized with the process. So our first video in this first introduction chapter would be like the TEC mission, vision, and values. And we want to cover this in like in a minute and a half at the most. And we want to divide this content in the following like sub chapters. So during the first 30 seconds, we want to cover the mission, vision, values overview in a summary, and some of what we have done and achieved as a community so far, and something like around what's coming, like what we're currently working on, and in a more general way, so that we can at least have this onboarding videos useful for the next maybe at least 6 months, I would say. So the second video would be like a fast overview of the TEC Discord server, and introduce it like as our office, like the place that most of our meetings happen at. And if people get inside the Discord server, they don't have to be like Discord experts to get it. Like so it's gonna be like a quick walkthrough like through the interface, and this is where you're gonna find some of our like meetings happening, and this is where you're gonna find like the different discussions. This is how the working groups are divided, and we're gonna go through most of these topics: the TEC server and some of the text channels, what belongs where in the first 45 seconds, then the voice channels where our meetings happen in the next 30 seconds, and then the bots, which is going to be like an introduction to our third video, which is going to cover the praise system. Okay, and maybe like along with SourceGrid, but this is why we wanted to bring this topic today, so that people can have like some feedback about what topics we should cover. So this is a little bit more developed, like the introduction part, but in a similar way, we're going to be approaching like different insights into each of the other onboarding topics. So the second chapter would be the tools that we use. The TEC forum is going to be the first one. GitHub is going to be the second one, and then TenHub is going to be the third one. And then the last like chapter or playlist would be becoming a TEC contributor, and we would be covering different working groups, the advice process, and proposals, which is like which is going to be like our bigger goal with these onboarding videos, to make people new to the community come up with their own proposals for TEC. So I'm gonna open it for everyone to see if anybody has some feedback, and let's start with Manu.
Actually, I do have feedback, because I've been looking into other co-ops, actually other DAOs, to see how they're onboarding people. And yeah, let me. There's a DAO called Index Co-op, and they're doing. I'm assuming everyone can see my screen right now. And so they have a process. They have this slides document in which they go over a lot of the things. I think it would be a good complement to. I'm sorry. Are you seeing the slides?
Yeah, I see it.
Okay, because I'm hearing the sound, but okay. So yeah, they have a process in which people first are learners, and they contribute. Then they build more trust, and something that I think we ought to emulate is they ask them like, okay, how much time are you looking to contribute? You know, I think that would be helpful. Also, Aragon, when you join their Discord server, they ask you for a introduction, and I've been onboarding people, or well, what I call onboarding is just messaging the new users on Discord on the right side, the ones under the label new users. I message them just telling them that, hey, I'm here for you. I can point you in the right direction if you have any questions. It's sort of like a hit or miss. Like one every maybe 7 people answers, and one every maybe 15 get engaged, and I actually like want to dive deep, and I show them the Sherman article on Medium, etc. So I think really compiling all the new users and having me, talk to them and be like, hey, this is the process. Have you put an introduction in which you explain who you are, where you're coming from, your background, maybe then add how many hours, and then also over here they have an organizational structure that we can also emulate, where all the working groups, how they work together. Again, this is something that I can see as being done on a slides, Google Slides document, and then shown through a video, and then yeah, they have like a working group summary. I think that's on a table. Maybe we can do so on a Notion table, and yeah, there's just a lot of things. They have, okay, here's the handbook, here's our forum, the Discord. We have the same things. We have a Git book, we have a Discourse template forum, and of course we have a Discord server. David's killing it with the Twitter and the calendar for the weekly meetings. So yeah, this is just like I think overall they are the ones who have been doing the onboarding the best from all the DAOs that I've looked at, and that's just not something I say. It's something that I've heard from other people as well, that they're also emulating for the DAOs. So just some food for thought, something to incorporate into our process, and yeah, I'd be happy to take the lead on this one. Yeah, that being said, I'll pass it back to you, Chuy.
Thanks, Manu. This is amazing. Like, this is gonna help us so much for this campaign, and also for a lot of supporting content. Yes, I do agree. Like maybe having like some slides, or maybe putting like a PDF, and then the Git book is also like something that I feel that like I just realized that it might work like in a different like level, but a presentation, something like this, like videos, I feel that it's gonna facilitate a lot of things. So thank you for these references. Yeah, let's maybe like fork some of those. They're great. I particularly found the where can you contribute part really interesting. I think we should cover that maybe like in the working groups. because I feel that it also like gives people a better sense of okay, like what can I actually do here without having to be like full time, or without having like my own learning curve and adopting like different like rhythms of involvement, right? So I'm gonna pass it to someone else, maybe Durgata, to see if you have some input in this campaign for the onboarding videos.
Okay, well, I will share my screen then. So this is a decentralized app that I ran into, and I kind of ran it by Wonka, and it's basically an onboarding app that basically allows you to get into different projects and different things. We could put token engineering commons perhaps on this, where and then it kind of gives you certain things right from the start, how to deal with certain kinds of basics around some of this stuff. And I know for me, I feel like I contributed significantly because there was space made for me and there was accounting. I know that hopefully most people would be, into token engineering, would know a fair bit about it and so on. But I think there are a lot of synergies to open that up to larger populations. And if you're talking about onboarding people who don't know as much, maybe this kind of thing would be helpful. And it's kind of a crypto native on chain setup. So I don't know if you've seen Rabbit Hole, but rabbithole.gg. I think I put a link to it already in the comms channel, just in case folks wanted to have a look at it. But it seemed relevant to onboarding. So
yes, actually, I talked to Curly Bracket Effect from OneHive a few days ago, and he mentioned that he was involved in Rabbit Hole. And I remember like back when it started that they were just like putting everything together. But now that you shared it, it looks like very like much clearer, and just the interface has had a lot of like improvements. So I hadn't actually like run into an update of Rabbit Hole, and it seems really nice. So I'll see how all of these like onboarding efforts could blend in with them. And yes, thanks for sharing that, Durga. It's a Rabbit Hole is gonna be also really good for the TEC.
I want to say.
Does anybody else have some? Yes, go ahead, Septi.
Probably you already coordinated, but I know like Sua wanted to do something similar with the onboarding videos for Discord, and I don't know if just to make sure like you guys coordinate and we don't do work twice. Yeah, probably you're already doing, but just to make you know.
Comms versus Communitas.
I second Zepti's feelings on that. I think that got to be careful not to have this duplicative effort. I think it's really awesome to do these videos. I think it's really important, especially to have our own kind of curriculum program around how to navigate the DAO and TEC comms. I think establishing a method for getting the information that we want, not that comms is developing their own script, but running by the Communitas working group and making sure that they have everything that they want to convey within these videos, and because they're going to be the ones at the end of the day that are implementing this education and sharing it with new people and onboarding them. So I think setting up a process to create these videos and making sure that we're talking to the right people in the right working groups to make sure that they have all the content that they want to share that they think is important. So just throwing that out there.
And just on an off note with me is we'd sort of had some discussions about looking at HubSpot and doing some deep dives on things, and I just don't know what happened with that. So like I'm here, like I just didn't know if I needed to attend a regular meeting to do that, or if we're going to do that offline, Nate or whoever.
Yeah, here's the big blocker, and this is something that I've been trying to figure out for a while, is anybody willing to pay for it initially and be reimbursed in crypto later for the HubSpot paid plan?
So I didn't know that was stopping us.
That is the blocker.
But I could, yeah, I can take care of that. I'll follow up with you, Nate, on that, and yeah, let's start this HubSpot thing. Like,
I'm
ready
sorry to
knock
bring
it
that
out.
up again.
It's
just
been here for a while.
Yeah, well, and we could do a lot together. I just didn't realize that was still a roadblocker. So
Yeah, the payment is still a
from a couple
roadblock.
weeks ago, I guess.
Yeah.
So, okay.
Because I did get a guarantee from Griff that anybody who wants to do it can be reimbursed with crypto, but we need to have volunteer who's going to be tribute.
So were we talking about the $60 a month thing across the board? But then, see, the problem is that the discussion we were having was they're the basic features, which you just want to get the $60 a month thing for, so that you can have, sort of one. And at the root of it, it's a customer relationship management thing. So there's a lot of impact in terms of comms, because a lot of the comms things would go through that as a kind of conduit, right? So, but then on top of that, HubSpot has these additional features, a social media listening platform thing, right? And so, I don't know if we priced out the social media listening platform on top of the other. So, I'd be happy, Nate, if you'd want, we could just talk about, what features we think we should get as a group, and then be able to have that price, and then be able to say, do we have somebody who's willing to pay X amount of dollars per month on their card or whatever, and then get reimbursed in crypto, that type of thing. You know what I mean? And then we can maybe coordinate with Chewy about what's going on. But we should probably inventory exactly what we think we're going to need initially, number of users. The social media listening platform thing is a big deal, because right now our reach has been limited to Twitter. If we have a social media listening platform, it'd just be dumb not to use all kinds of other ones that are in there. Do you know what I mean? That you just get as a part of the deal. So our message could perhaps spread wider than that.
Yeah, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I do believe most of those social platform listening platform services are included within the marketing plan of HubSpot, which is just kind of a one-off service. They offer different plans for different types of services with customer management. So on.
It's been my experience that there's a whole lot of cool stuff that's included in that sort of basic plan, but at the same time, they get you. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, there's a reason why the initial plan is $60 a month, but then the plan above that is like $800 a month, because there's a lot of room for you to sort of add on 1,000 users that you're emailing to, and add on, there are a whole bunch of little add-ons. So we need to maybe go in there and figure out exactly what we need to tune and pay for, and then come up with like an initial plan, and then do authorizations as we go forward, as we kind of burst through those numbers. So maybe you and I can do an initial assessment of it, and then we can present that to Chewy or the comms group later.
I think that would be a really good pathway forward, and just to, after we have that foundational information and set up and propose it to the comms, we can set up a weekly meeting to manage it.
Well, see, and I already manage like 2 or 3 of these HubSpot things, so I can show you what I'm getting for the money that my folks are paying for, and then we can add on top of that. So if you want to just have sort of a separate meeting, I can just deal with that offline, and then we'll come back to the comms group next time.
Yeah, let's plan on doing that this week.
Oh, thanks. Thanks for raising this up. Hopefully by the end of this week we can get just like some kind of thing started with HubSpot, because it's been here for a while. So thank you for bringing this up, Durgas. So we're gonna go to the next topic, which is One Hype TV, and see what we can do with them. there were some talks between Tam and T-Wells, but I wanted to open this for everyone with the first activity that we are trying to explore, which is try to incentivize engagement with Param September, which is the campaign that we've been running on Twitter, and it's like basically like a study guide for something that we can put together around gamifying it. So we also wanted to open this issue for see if everyone has some input or ideas about what we can do with One Hype TV, and to put out there like so some of what's going on behind Param September. So if anybody has had the opportunity to see one of some of, well, there are a couple out so far, I think, but the One Hype TV episodes, they are really fun, and they're getting a lot of engagement from the One Hype community. And we've been talking to T-Wells about doing something together for a while. So has anybody seen the One Hype TV and has some ideas that want to contribute with for collaboration with the TEC? I don't know who wants to start.
I would say just pass it to people.
Okay, let's start with David.
I've seen both of the episodes of T-Wells' One Hive TV. I really enjoy them. And then doesn't he follow them up with the trivia game? A live trivia game. Yeah, they're really engaging. They're fast-paced, informative, and it's neat. People don't have to divulge their identity to be a guest member on the show. That was what I found interesting. Monstro came on and gave a guest interview, and he had a cartoon avatar over his face the entire time. And in episode 1, I believe there was somebody else that got anonymized. So you'll never get me in front of a TV camera. There's not enough crypto in the world for that, but I'll happily write you some jokes because I love writing. And yeah, if you haven't seen it, go check it out. With that, I'll pass it over to Zepti.
I didn't have the chance to watch them, but I know like the games they were doing for the quiz, they were so fun. I could join one of them, and I think if we could do something similar for the params, since for example, or something like that, I think that would be fun and engage, and we educate our community by the quiz, and we have fun, and yeah, it's a good way to do things. I'll pass it to Juan.
I haven't seen the One Hive TV videos, so where can I look at them? If anyone can send me the link, that would be great.
Yeah, I've got the link. I'll send it to you.
Okay. And I will pass to Ivy.
Thanks, Juan. Yeah, the game show, I think it's interesting. It's gonna be engaging, but I think we have discussed this Chewy in our Twitter calls. The only concern is the rewards, and how do we want to reward people who will be joining the show? Because yeah, well, that's the only issue for me in that idea.
Zero, I think you wanted to say something.
Oh no, I wanted to send Juan the link, but I want to say something also about this. I think this is a great idea for doing a game show, like T-Wells did for One Hive, to do one the TAC. It's really well done, and it's very self-explanatory. Like a lot of people can learn a lot of stuff from those stuff, and also the Zeptimus's game idea would be fun to implement here, because it's. I joined a couple of trivia games. I don't like stuff like that usually, but they really were fun. Like I couldn't even believe it. That's all I had to say.
Perfect. Nate Dergada, do you have some input on the game show?
No, but whatever it is, it needs to include that dog.
Yes, it does.
Yes.
I will say it sounds fun. I think if we can, promote the Commons upgrade and use it as a tool for educating people, that's really cool and fun. Along with that, I was going to suggest that we use the Twitter Spaces to maybe engage with people as well. It's kind of like a voice channel to engage with people on Twitter about params and the Commons upgrade. So, but yeah, I like the idea. I just would need, we probably need more ideas for actual games to play around it. But outside of that, I like it. And I will pass it to, that's everybody. Livy, I'll pass it to Livy.
Sorry, I joined super late. Not sure what, can you give me a brief reframing?
One Hive rewards, game show, One Hive TV ideas. Sorry.
I'll have to look more into that. Oh, yeah. Sorry, I haven't seen it.
Is there a particular time that he's willing to do this with the TEC?
He's gonna be in Denver this week, but we are trying to see if we can put something together for next week. So maybe if it's gonna go like the trivia way direction, it can be maybe we could start like writing some of the questions and yeah, see if we can put like a trivia game together. Also, maybe I wanted to raise this issue about the rewards, about how we could make that work. I mean, I know that if it's gonna be like through One Hive, the rewards could be in honey, and I could like gladly put in like some of my honey, but I don't know if anyone here is like familiar with this kind of like process. And now that you were mentioning that, Nate, about HubSpot, do you think something similar could be worked out with rewards that we're going to be offering, just to see if we can make it like more attractive and maybe like more inclusive, like different prices for everyone, or yeah, just like any input that you have on rewards that we could use. And also, Livy, I don't know if you would like to add something to this, since it might be interesting to involve it with SubCop at some point. But yeah, I'll pass it to you, Nate.
I would say that before we even discuss rewards in particular contexts, I think we need to have a good foundation in terms of like defining our reward system as a whole for the entire TEC before we can have the conversation around, rewards for particular things. I think I don't have a problem with offering rewards for those types of participation, but I think we need to have a good understanding of the entire reward system that we plan on implementing beforehand.
Yeah, we'll give some updates of how the rewards process is going in SoftGov, and then yeah, once is there somewhere I can read about this One Hive TV thing?
I posted
They have
the YouTube link.
they have so far 2
in
episodes.
the comms, and then yeah.
Okay, thanks. I'll check it out.
Okay. Well, as a note, I included rabbit hole, but I think our last agenda topic could be the memes voice idea that you mentioned, Kepti. But I wanted to ask you again because I don't think I really got it. But yes, to see how we can help with this.
No, it's like I normally between calls, when we have 1 hour free or something like that, I'm just watching a lot of memes. Wojak, chat, like they do storytelling, and yeah, I have a bunch of images and stuff to start doing something. I will do it for fun, but I'm struggling to find voices. Like you type something and then you get the voice. And I was just curious if anyone here know about that. Like different characters with different types of voices. And yeah, if someone knows, it would be helpful. And if not, yeah, that's it.
A while ago, I came across some like open source generator, something like this. Let me look into it, and I'll share it with you, Septi, to see if it's something like what you're looking for. And yeah, it's super easy to use, but let's see if it comes close to what you're looking for. David, you wanted to add some?
No. Move on.
Okay. Does anybody else have some input in about what Septi's looking for? Or before we finish, I wanted to give the floor to Yinesi, who joined us today, and just yeah, see if you wanted to introduce yourself. This is the comms working group, and it's where we usually plan stuff around comms. But yeah, and see if you wanted to introduce yourself. See what are some of your interests in the TEC, and yeah, we're happy to have you here. So I'll pass it to you.
Hi, thank you. I'm one of the trusted seed gardeners. So Maria and I, we're both trusted seed gardeners from the common stack. And we were curious about what you were discussing. And yeah, that's basically why we are here. I don't know, Maria, introduce yourself.
Well done from my side.
Yeah, thanks for joining us today. We usually work also around content workshops, and we're I was also gonna propose to Nate to see if we can set like a HubSpot time during the week so we can hack around that. So we have different spaces for different projects going on in comms. So if there's anything that you feel that you can contribute in, please feel free to DM me, or also Manu is involved a lot into comms. And yeah, we also have our Twitter like weekly sync on Mondays, which is where we plan ahead of what we're going to be publishing during the week. So yeah, thanks for joining us today, and thanks everyone. We are almost at the top of the hour, but you can have a couple of minutes before our next meeting. So thanks everyone.